Major League Baseball season is upon us. The first 3 games are tomorrow, but it's a proposed football stadium that made headlines this week. The San Diego Chargers unveiled plans to build a $1.8 billion stadium and convention center. And while the plan would keep the Bolts in California's second largest city, it would cost millions in taxpayer dollars. And that is raising eyebrows not just in Southern California. For more on this, we are joined by Tom Ley, a news editor for the sports blog Deadspin. Good morning.
Hi, morning.
So who's behind all of this? Do they just want a nicer stadium, the owners? Is it the taxpayers? What's going on?
Right. So the Chargers owner has been after a nicer stadium for a while. And for the last few years, he's been trying to get the team out of San Diego and into L.A. But last year, he lost a 3-team race to move to L.A. So they now have 2 options. He can go to L.A. and share a stadium with the Rams and be a tenant, or he can try to get a new one built in San Diego. And so this new plan is to try and do that second option.
There's about $350 million in public financing here, right? And basically what they're saying is that they'll pay for this with a hotel tax, and they're claiming that nobody in San Diego actually has to pay. It's going to be those of us visiting San Diego who pay for their team.
Right. And that's sort of a misdirection. I mean, it is a hotel tax is less punitive to the local citizens than other taxes that are used to build stadiums, but that's sort of missing the point in that there really shouldn't be any public money at all going into these stadiums. And that's just using the hotel tax just sort of puts a nice sheen on it and makes it easier to swallow for people.
Well, part of that narrative is always, oh, it's going to boost the local economy.
Right. Yeah.
Is that even true?
No, it's not true. There are, dozens of studies you can look at that say that it doesn't boost the local economy. And in fact, sometimes it does the opposite. Sometimes it actually hurts local businesses.
Like tourists say, I don't want to come, I don't want to pay the hotel tax.
Right, like that. And then there are, bars and restaurants near the stadium that actually get less business because people don't want to come in and compete with the crowds who are traffic and all of that.
And the hike in the hotel tax they're talking about is pretty substantial. It's like about 33% of the
right,
tax.
And it's also, if there's an economic downturn at some point and there's less tourism, they're not going to get as much from that hotel tax, but they're still on the hook for.
So why does it keep happening? Yeah. There's like a laundry list of cities that's already happened in.
It's just sort of been the status quo for so long that people accept that it's okay to give billionaire owners hundreds of millions of dollars of tax money to build stadiums. And
are there actually any real benefits to it?
No. Other than if you're a fan of the team and you are desperate for your team to stay, then yes, that's a benefit. But that benefit, in my opinion, doesn't outweigh the cons. There's still so many things that are just sort of objectionable about rich owners asking for money.
Well, aside from public finance then, is your proposal, or I guess what people are saying, is that these owners should foot the bill?
Yeah, it should be the owners in the league. There's no reason why this has to be the status quo. There are stadiums that are built privately, and those do fine, and the owners of those teams are fine.
So why is it happening again and again?
It's just been happening for so long, and it's hard because anytime there's a city that doesn't have a sports team, if a team wants a new stadium, they can just threaten to move. And then that puts local governments in a really tough position because they have to approve, massive tax payments, otherwise they're going to lose their team.
They kind of hold them hostage, in effect.
Exactly. That's what happens. Yeah.
Tom Ley, thanks so much for being with us this morning.